Resurgence, it actually didn't even really play Tarmogoyf. It actually opted to play Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah, it didn't need Tarmogoyf. Scavenging Ooze was the big hitter.
Yeah.
You know, if they played one, it was if they played any, they'd play one to Green Sun Zenith for. But a lot of times, Maverick players actually moved away from that, thinking, I've already got a big guy. It also sacrifices lands to search out Wastelands and Maze of Ith and Caracas and Neither Reliquary. So I don't need boring old textless Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, Tarmogoyf doesn't have enough abilities on it. Yeah, like you said, it's pretty much a blue card.
Yeah, it is.
It's in the blue decks. It's a blue win condition.
Color shift it.
Yep,
That's what I want to see happen.
Oh, just a straight up blue Tarmogoyf?
Absolutely.
I like it. Yeah, I can see it doing something there.
You'd be happy about that?
Yeah.
Don't have to splash green your blue decks anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know if I'd play it. Probably would.
You would play it. You are ridiculous. you would play it.
It's funny watching these new control decks in Standard with the creature total 1 at the bottom. With Snapcaster gone, that's pretty much what you see. Total creatures 1, 1, 1, 1,
Yeah.
1 in all these control decks. We're back to the old days where it's just creatures don't have a spot in the optimal control decks.
Thomason going to take a mulligan here. We'll see if Williams is going to keep his opening hand. Ruben Bressler going to be doing the written feature on this match as well. So if you guys do want to go back and read about this after it's over, feel free to come to our coverage page. You can also see some deck decks, top 8 deck lists, profiles, all of that good stuff over at StarCityGames.com. By the time this tournament's over, the website will probably be updated too as well. So if you're looking for some legacy content, you've got Shaheen's article. We're talking about power versus consistency. We've also got Drew Levin's part 1 of his 5-part series on the premium side, talking about the legacy combo decks to help you prepare for Grand Prix Washington, D.C. Talks about Steak and Show. He'll be talking about Reanimator. He talks about Storm, along with some videos accompanying those. So if you've never seen those decks in action, that's exactly what it's there for. Great 5-part series that Drew has put together. So if you're going to go to D.C., like Shaheen and I, it'll help you prepare.
Yep, D.C. Real stoked.
I love D.C.
Me too.
One of my favorite cities,
I
actually.
love D.C. I love, obviously, being a history guy, teacher. I love all the history behind it, like government stuff. Not the actual government itself, but just more like definitely it has such a sweet history to it. I really like American history here. Besides all that, it's a great place for Magic because it's been the source of a great number of great Grand Prix throughout history. I remember my first Grand Prix ever was in Washington, D.C. It was a Team Trios Limited.
I was there. I guarantee I was there.
It was probably, I think it was like 2002.
Yeah, I was. I think it was like 2003 because it was in Mirrodin, right?
Yeah, it was 2003.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, and that was my first tournament ever. I remember we were driving, and we kind of turned right really sharply, and John Finkel was crossing the street and almost hit John Finkel. Almost hit Johnny Magic.
Interesting decision, Shaheen.
Decided not to.
They're trying to take out the best player in the game just so that you can get like 148th instead of 147th.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, it was an accident. We didn't hit him.
Accident.
It was
just
close.
like Avery Williams is 19. Yeah, okay.
It's close. It was close. Close call.
Gonna sacrifice blue to Delta, search out a land here. See what we're gonna set up. He's got an ad nauseam hand, got a taxing probe over there as well, does Williams.
Yeah, he's got information is about to be released here.
Now in duress. So he's gonna lead off this way. Ty Thomason, what you got? Gonna sacrifice blue to Delta in response. So that means we got a brainstorm incoming.
Yep. Very popular reaction to duressing and thought seizing is the hiding. Let's hide the cards that we want. And this matchup actually is much easier to hide cards because who cares about taking 90% of your cards? I'm just going to hide the 2 real good ones.
Yeah, there is the brainstorm. So hit 1, 2, and 3. You saw Jace, Tundra, and Amir's Factory go to the grip. We'll see what's going to go back on top, and then we'll see what's in the hand from duress.
Yep, and Avery, this is pretty much a deletion of knowledge here because you can assume that he's hiding 2 really good cards, and it prevents you from doing your combo because now you're back to playing very, very cautiously.
All right, so brainstorm going to resolve. Cards put back on top. Now the hand's going to come down here for Thomason. So we see a Jace times 2, a True Name, a Factory, and a Delta.
So he's got some stuff here.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, he's got some stuff that is just those are as good as those cards are in the hand and in the format. In this particular matchup, those cards are not what you're looking for.
Yeah, real stinkers against this deck.
That is not what you're looking for. So he's going to take 1 Jace with duress and just pass the turn back.
Yeah. All right, so let's see if he hits something good. He's going to really need to.
Pluto Delta coming into play, quickly passing the turn back. You see Lotus Petal off the top there for Williams. So now he's going to start his turn off with a Brainstorm. You see he's got a couple fetch lands in his hand too, so he can make it a good Brainstorm as Gemstone Mine, Cabal Ritual, and another Gemstone Mine forcefully go to Williams' hand. So we'll see what cards he puts back. Looks like he's going to set back those 2 Gemstone Mines.
Yeah.
Doesn't need those.
And I'm assuming Ty actually had 2 pretty good ones there because he left Jace in his hand. So either that means he has a good one and Jace, like counterspell and Jace, or he actually hit counter. Because against Avery, you pretty much need all your counterspells.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to sacrifice that Scalding Tarn. Go down a little bit lower. Gonna get an Underground Sea. Of course, he can just search out whatever lands he wants because he doesn't have to worry about Wasteland from the Blue-White Stoneblade deck.
He is free to get any lands that he wants.
I'm free, do what I want.
And that's a good feeling, right?
Any old time. I have no idea the name of that song or who it's by.
Oh. I was talking about Good Feeling by Flow Rider. I don't know if you're going to go into that. Probably not. Alright, Setter's not talking to me again. Apparently he's
Flow Rider? Really? Really? Of all the people.
It's funny. Like I was commentating with Ricky the last time, and I mentioned 2 Chainz on air again, and talking about how he needs to be more cultured with his music because he's trying to get me into this kind of hipster emo music, and we're kind of going back and forth, and we're going to teach each other to be more accepting of all musics.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Flow Rider isn't music, so I can't be accepting of something that's not music. That's the issue. I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Flow Rider is?
It's not music.
It's music.
There are noise coming out of speakers. It's not music, though. Got a great name, though. I got to give him that.
Yeah.
See, what he did is he took Florida, and then he just pushed it
space.
apart.
Yeah,
he put a space in it. What a genius.
And he rides the flow.
Yeah. What a genius.
So if you're a big Flow Rider fan, you can go and tweet us at SCG Live and talk to Cedric about why it is actually music. And we can have a little debate on Twitter.
True Name Nemesis is going to come down here for Ty Thomason. So he's got his threat, even though it is a slow one here.
Yep. Trained Armadon.
Yeah, in the house.
Yep. This is the best thing you can get right now.
Williams going to pull Duress forward here.
So Avery, again, a little cautious because he knows that he hit a card or 2. So we're going to find out what those cards were right now.
Duress in the house. Face up. There's a Jason, just a couple of lands.
Okay.
I think Ty knows that this is a really bad matchup for him game 1 because now, he's got 2 lands. The green light's on to go off if Avery has even close to anything here.
I wonder what he hit, though. He hit the second Jace, but why not put both Jaces there?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder.
See a Probe, Petal, Cabal Ritual. There's a Ponder too. There's 5 cards in favor, so we're almost at the threshold, almost ad nauseum time. So I think the youngster is going to be able to make all systems go here in a minute. Just got to get that hand empty.
Oh, yeah.
And again, he wants to make sure he's careful of himself. Going to cast a Gataxian Probe. Of course, we'll see the 2 lands, the Tundra and the Mistress Factory. Lotus Petal coming off the top. That's a really, really nice draw step there.
Yeah, ad nauseum is about to kick it into gear.
Nice thing, too, is that he can... he's going to get to play both these petals. He gets to add to his storm count. So, because I think this is going to be the big turn, we'll start to count storm. There's a Duress, there's a Probe, there's
It will
2
give him
petals.
threshold as well.
Yeah, the Delta's going to end up giving him, I think, the threshold here. This is going to go searching for land.
Plenty of mana coming. All the mana you could ever want. And being at 15, pretty much a very safe, comfortable life total. Alright, so...
See, Shaheen, these people get it here. Potsadopoulos, I think that's his name. That's a crazy name. Let's see. See, when I stream, they don't come to listen to me talk or play Magic. They stay for the playlist, Shaheen. There's no Flow Rider on the playlist.
Okay, well...
That's why they stay.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we should spice it up a little bit.
With what exactly?
Well, I mean, you don't like Flow Rider. How about maybe...
I didn't say I didn't like.
How about something like Miley Cyrus or something? Something real upbeat and catchy. Yeah, the reason why I laugh instantly is the face that he gives is pretty priceless. Good thing we're on the match right now. It's almost violent, so...
Cabal Ritual. Threshold. Ad nauseum.
Some Wrecking Ball, maybe? You want to listen to that?
Yeah, hit me in the face with a wrecking ball, maybe. Here we go. Dark Ritual. Gemstone Mine. Lion's Eye Diamond. Cataxian Probe. Cataxian Probe. There's a Cabal Therapy. Into a Brainstorm. I think all we need now is an Infernal Tutor.
Yeah, Infernal Tutor would be
Dark
it.
Ritual, LED. Yeah, Infernal Tutor's going to do it. Paddle. Where are you? Preordain. Duress.
Ooh, that's enough too.
I think that's enough,
Yeah,
right?
he's got a bunch of rituals. Yeah, that's way dead.
Yeah, so he's got a Dark Ritual, so he can actually pick that up, go down to 2 life. He can go, he can play Dark Ritual off of pedals. That's going to give him 3 mana, up to 4 from the other pedal. Play LED, storm up, storm down, storm all around. You see the storm count here? It's at 6 already.
Yeah, this is good thing that he hit that then. A little bit later. It's always a scary proposition here.
Of course, it's scary.
All right, storm count 8. Storm count will go to 9 with this
Pink.
one, and that's lethal here. He knows his hand. I mean, he might add another storm count just to feel a little safer. And here's Dark Ritual. I don't fault him for that.
Yeah.
And that he actually needs that for the actual 4th land there. And that is 5 mana total. Now he's going to have even more. He's going to be able to have 7 mana total.
That's funsies.
Now we're having a good time.
Yeah.
Now, what are you at? Yeah, you're
Tendrils, yeah. For it all.
dead. Wave it in your face.
Avery Williams going to win game number 1 here over Ty Thomason. Ad nauseum Tendrils up a game over Blue White Stoneblade. We're going to bring it back to the booth here with the one man who likes reasonable music, the other one who does enjoy Flow Rida, and that'll be you, of course.
Right.
You'll be asking the premium question. Directions, of course. Make sure you got your Twitters open at SCG Live, hashtag SCG Premium. Our final question, 12 months of premium. Shaheen. Is that what your rat name would be?
Yeah.
Shaheen.
Shaheen. Oh, put his face there.
Yeah.
Shah. Actually, my name split up. Shah means king in Farsi.
Okay.
And then Een is eagle. So King Eagle would be my rap name.
There's no way what you just said is true.
I promise
There
you.
is no way that's
I
true.
promise you. We'll use our little space phones in the middle. We'll look it up.
Okay.
Shaw. Shaw is king.
Okay.
And Een is eagle.
Okay.
Okay.
Question.
Oh, you want me to ask
Please,
a question?
please go to the question.
All right, so I had a question about some lyrics from Lil Wayne, but he told me I couldn't use it.
Yep.
So we'll change it up. 2 weeks from now, we have an open. And the question for you guys is, where is that open? That's it. That easy. For a full year premium, you just got to tell me where an open is.
All right. Where are we going to be in 2 weeks? You know
Not the classic.
not the classic in Virginia Beach,
Yeah,
where you'll be.
I'll be at the classic. And if you're going to be there, please come, meet me, say hello. We'll chat, we'll talk some control, some Esper.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
I'm not going to make another Flow Rider
Some
joke.
Flow Rider.
SCG Premium, hashtag at SCG Live. Make sure you're following that. We'll announce the winner at the conclusion of this match. But we're going to take a look at the sideboards here. For the last time here in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, Avery Williams is going to be on the draw. You've got Ty Thomason's deck list. He'll be on the play.
Yes.
Game 1 is real tough to win, as we saw. So what can he do to turn it around?
He needs more counter spells, and that's what he's going to bring in. We have a Flusterstorm, and sorry, it's pretty miniature writing here. I'm trying to read this. Flusterstorm is a big one. Pithineal, very good against his deck. Oh, it's on the screen as well, obviously. So Pithineal, fantastic. Naming it LED, that's pretty much, I don't know if you've ever seen an ad nauseam player try to win without LED. It's much, much more difficult. It's kind of like taking their 4 Black Lotuses out of your deck. He's got Rest in Peace, also a very good card in the matchup as well. Detention Sphere is debatable. I probably wouldn't bring that in. Meddling Mage is very, very good. I love the one of Manriki Gusari. Not available here, not applicable here, but it's really sweet though. And being able to kill opposing equipment, very, very good. He's gonna bring in the Swan Songs, of course, and then maybe a Venser. Why not?
Yeah, maybe a Vinstar.
It does something. So how about on Mr. Avery's side here?
Carpet of Flowers is going to make a return appearance, almost assuredly. Abrupt Decay can come in and take care of Rest in Peace if Avery deems that necessary. Same thing can be said of Chain of Vapor, Solder Pact. I don't think we're going to need that for Meddling Mage. I would like to believe. I think you'd rather have the bounce spells instead of the removal spell, but we'll see. Surgical Extraction, unnecessary. Cabal Therapy, I like. Massacre can actually take care of some things. Massacre, a pretty sweet and versatile card because it can take care of Meddling Mage, can take care of Stoneforge Mystic, that sort of thing. Another Tendrils of Agony that go along with the other one in the main deck. Don't think you really ever need the second one. Then Tropical Island That'll work with the Carpet of Flowers, and then a copy of Caracas, which will not be necessary. So some cards will come in, some cards will move out. The thing about sideboarding with Storm is this deck is a deck that's all 4-ofs, 2 therapies, and a couple 1-ofs, and Pass and Flames, Ad Nauseam, and Tendrils. So a lot of the time what you're doing is you're shaving cards out of your deck. Now, not being a very good Storm player, not really going to work all that well. I'm not really going to be able to give the best advice on what to shave, but Avery Williams, a man who has only lost one match this weekend, playing the finals up a game, I think he'll have a pretty better idea of what he needs to do in this matchup, which, again, he has access to the deck list, so he's going to know exactly what he needs to worry about.
Absolutely. So I guess we'll see if Ty can turn it around by cutting all those dead cards, bringing in the live cards. Esper is used to losing. Stoneblade is used to losing game 1 against combo decks. Nothing new. Game 2 is when you cut all those dead cards, and we'll see if you can tango on a better level there. So we'll find out.
I am being informed on Twitter, fortunately or unfortunately, that King Eagle is actually true. I don't really know how to feel about that.
It's a cool name, right?
You think you could get away with that as a rapping name?
I think so. Probably the Eagle King would be. No, it had to be something
It
more.
definitely cannot be the
Eagle King. You don't think so?
No.
How about a Middle Eastern rap star? Maybe not here.
Maybe.
So you're telling me you don't like Flow Rider even with the Christina Aguilera song? That's a pretty good song. That's Pitbull. Pitbull and Christina Aguilera. How about all the other kind of rap songs? You don't like any of that stuff either?
So I want to confirm what we've done here. We've gone from Flow Rider
Right.
to Pitbull.
Right.
We've went from a man with little talent to a man with less talent. That's what you did. That's really impressive that you were able to do that. Who's next?
I don't know. Let's see.
Who's next in line?
I don't know. Paramore's pretty garbage, right?
Yeah, awful. Also, you're not going to be alive after the show.
Actually, I love Paramore too. And it's funny. I have a very wide range of music I like. I teach high
Well,
school.
you've established
I
that.
teach high school. Come on, I have to listen to what the kids listen to too, so I can connect.
What age kids do you teach?
Seniors.
Really?
Yeah, for
All
the
right.
most part. Yeah. And I don't think they listen to Flow Rider, but they definitely listen to some
gotta be
more
tough. That's gotta be
hardcore
tough.
rappers than they.
I know what I was like when I was 18 in my senior year of high school. I wasn't listening to nobody.
Yeah,
Nobody.
they're not really caring about the Middle Ages at this point in history. So.
A lot of deck lists in my history class. A lot of deck lists.
Yeah.
Notebook deck list.
Right.
That's what I was doing.
A lot of teaching while making deck lists too. So. I can't help myself. Oh.
Are you the kind of guy who rolls with the projector when you have to get ready for a tournament?
Yeah.
We're gonna watch a history video today. And I'm gonna work on my new Esper Stoneblade deck. See, the truth comes out now because, when you get older and you always wonder, it's like projection day. I wonder what's going on.
Yeah.
I got some work to do. A little personal time.
I mean, I'm not going to confirm or deny why we show movies when we do,
Okay.
but we'll just move on from that
The
subject.
teacher's secret.
This could incriminate me in a court of law here. Oh, I got a big tournament coming up.
Yeah.
Time to watch a movie.
It is 3 Stoneforge Mystics, not 4.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
If you go to my school computer, you'll see plenty of deck lists saved there.
Yeah,
So
Magic Online.
yeah, no.
I hope not.
No. That's just pushing it. Problem is my deck lists always turn out the same anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right, time to build a new deck. All right, let's put Supreme Verdicts in and Revelations. All right, never mind.
All right, Avery going to present it over to Ty. We're going to see some shuffle up here. And now, again, Ty will be on the play this game. Back against the wall. Looks like a pretty difficult matchup for him. Not impossible. Of course, his sideboard does have some help there. But Avery Williams did win that first game very, very easily.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and someone corrected me. Pithy Needle does not work against Manacles.
That is correct.
I completely
You're thinking
forgot.
of Phyrexian
Revoker. Yes. Sorry. And I got a few corrections there. The master himself, Chris Picula, is listening in as well, and he mentions that as well. Thank you for, if I'm going to be corrected, I love to be corrected by, readers, followers, and, of course, Meddling Mage himself.
Yep. Now, you know what this means now. Almost assuredly, the Meddling Mage that Ty Thomas is going to cast in this game will not be of Chris.
Right.
Just so that you know.
Yeah. Does
Almost
he have
assuredly.
one of Chris and one not of Chris?
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. There's so many Meddling Mages out there now that the one that Ty does bring to the table will not be of Chris. As Ty's going to take a mulligan down here, Avery pretty happy.
I'm sure he's definitely happy when they reprinted it. It was played in Standard for a little bit.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Not very often you have these, these invitational cards reprinted. Solemn Simulacrum had the pleasure of coming back.
Bobby back.
Yeah, Bob.
In Modern
in some sense, came back a little bit too.
I'm sure Fink will be back soon enough.
Gotta hope so. That card's awesome. Fantastic Magic card. Maybe not as much as it used to be because how good creatures are. Maybe you don't have time for all that attacking. But the funny thing is, just 1 mana less, and it was a Thieving Magpie, and that 1 mana short made it that much better. So
I think fear may have been has something to do with it too. As here's a Tundra. Ty Thomason happy with his 6 cards. Williams going to take a draw step here. Gataxian Probe going to make life easy for both Avery and you guys at home. We'll see exactly what Ty is working with. He's got double Stone Forge.
This hand has no interaction whatsoever.
Well, that's what the Brainstorm's for, man. Stoneforge Mystic ×2, Brainstorm, a Snap Casta. I don't know. I don't think that one's going to get reprinted, by the way.
No.
And Polluted Delta.
I think they realize the jig is up on that guy.
That one may have been a touch too good.
Yeah. Maybe altered the format not only the first year it was out, but pretty much until it left. So, all right. So, Avery will then have his land drop here. Does he follow up with a hand restriction spell? We'll find out. He really doesn't need to because he knows Brainstorm is coming in response. So probably not the time to do it. He has Tendrils in hand already. And you know the interesting thing about that is, it's tough to play around the Tendrils being in hand already.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the things I like about this deck, too, because I've lost the Storm a couple of times where, they were like doing their thing, and I'm trying to pick my spots on, what spells to counter this. I was playing a blue deck when this story actually did happen.
Right.
And, I was like, I guess I lose if you have Tendrils in your hand. And he's like, well, I do, and it's for Xaxes.
Yeah.
You added to my Storm count. We didn't need to.
Thanks,
and
buddy.
now I win. It's like, gosh darn it.
Yeah, and the thing is that happens all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have Tendrils in your hand, you still force the LED or something early on so you can stop the mana from being there. You can't just say, you know what, whatever. Go ahead, have all your mana, do whatever you want.
Yeah. Here's Stoneforge Mystic. That's going to go searching. We'll see what it's going to go find for Thomason.
Yeah, Avery has no problem with this. Again, the clock from the Stoneblade deck is not fast enough to really put pressure on Avery to the point where you want to waste resources to stop it.
Yeah. And it's going to be a Batter Skull, so that'll be the choice of the day here for Thomason.
Definitely the fastest possible Stoneforge clock maker, anyway.
Yeah, there are times in games where the lifelink is actually relevant too off of the Batter Skull,
Right.
where the Tendrils won't be for enough. Those games are few and far between, but desperate times, desperate measures, etc.
Especially when you have the Tendrils in your hand right now and you're using it more the hard way. A lot of times you'll have a more exact storm count for lethal.
Gemstone Mine going to come in. Now here's a Brainstorm there for Williams, so he wants to make it a perfect Brainstorm. Sacrifice the Polluted Delta as well afterward. So, draw number 1 is Dark Ritual. Draw 2 is a Cabal Therapy. Draw 3 is
Oh, that therapy
C.
was a great draw.
Yeah.
There goes any chance of the Batter Skull providing any kind of threat there. If you want to use it. I think you want to. Because once the Batter Skull is gone, it's gone for good. He does have 1 copy of Academy of Ruins, but really how much time do you think you're going to have in this match where you can actually activate Academy of Ruins to get back a Batter Skull? Probably not going to happen. So he's thinking. He's deciding what to ditch because he's going to have to use that fetch land. So whatever he puts on top, it's pretty much gone for good.
Yeah, and you see he's going to take his time here too, as he should. As he should. So Cabal Ritual's going to go back on top as well. Going to set his deck over there. Brainstorm into the graveyard. He's got that Cabal Therapy. He's got a couple Dark Rituals. Going to sacrifice a Polluted Delta. And he'll search out a land, make it a perfect Brainstorm.
A perfect Brainstorm. Shuffling stuff away, keeping things, having a good time. All right. So we are going to see a therapy here, I'm sure. That's what I would do.
What would you name?
Probably Batter Skull.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, Brainstorm if you're feeling real edgy,
4, 5. He's got a Duress. He's got a pretty good hand right now.
Yeah.
Abrupt Decay over there too. So, will he cast one of these discard spells right now? He's going to play Cabal Therapy.
And I assume Batter Skull is named, but
there goes the skull. So, the hand right now looks like double Snap, Stoneforge, Delta.
right. All right, so let's see if Ty can put some pressure on because right now Stoneforge Mystic being the Squire power and toughness is not enough clock at all to stop Avery.
Yeah, not at all.
He's going to play a Snapcaster in a turn and Brainstorm would be the Ty play, I would assume there. Again, adding damage to the board and drawing cards ain't the worst thing to do.
Avery draws a Carpet of Flowers. Gonna tap with the Gemstone Mine. Gonna establish that. Now that's gonna add some mana.
Yep. And this should adjust what Ty fetches here. Well, what was the fetch on? Is it Polluted Delta?
Yeah, it's a Delta that he has in play.
Oh, so he has to actually get an island here. Esper could get a scrub land here, or swamp, but blue-white. Choices are very, very limited.
And there'll be a third blue mana for the Carpet of Flowers. So there's a Tundra that's going to come into play for Thomason. He's going to shuffle his deck, and as you mentioned, probably going to cast Snapcaster Mage on the end step and cast a Brainstorm.
Yep.
Is what we think will happen. Not sure if he maybe has a Vendilion Click or anything, but it is going to be a Snapcaster. And it is going to be that Brainstorm that gets flashed back.
Yep.
So, draw steps 2 and 3. We'll see what he decides to put back here. He's trying to cobble together a little bit of an army.
Right, yeah. Because right now, if you look at the Stoneblade troops, kind of like flat out here by themselves, they're pretty weak, pretty minuscule. They definitely need equipment help to be new and improved. Alright, so Ty thinking, and he's going to crash in for trace damage here.
Think about it for a minute. What he wants to do.
Yep.
Taking his time, as he should, as always.
Alright, 2 damage. That means he's going to play the other Stoneforge Mystic, and then get an equipment and be able to sneak the equipment into play with the unsummoning sick one.
Yeah, it might be time for a sword.
Yeah. I think GTA's probably gone. I think it's sword time.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
GTA probably even boarded it out here. And sword against Avery is very good for a few reasons. One, it does the extra damage like GTA would, a little bit less, but drawing the card is huge here. Because Ty, we know his hand is pretty unexciting, to say the least. Alright, so Ponder added, and he will Ponder. And here's the kind of negative of Gemstone Mine. You need it, obviously.
Yeah,
you
of
need
course.
the different color mana here. You need red. But when you're using it for brainstorming earlier on and then, duressing, it's gonna fall away pretty shortly.
So William's going to shuffle up here. See if he can find what he's looking for to try to go off. Again, the Gemstone Mine gets to get used one more time. So I don't know if it's time to go off just yet. Don't forget that Carpet of Flowers is going to add. It's going to get to add, some mana, 3 of it to be exact.
Yep.
And Avery giving his deck a good shuffle. He really wants to hit off of this Ponder.
Yep. This is an important Ponder. Because Ty is slowly adding cards to his repertoire here, and he knows that sort of Fire and Ice is coming into turn, so even more cards will be drawn, and then Avery's life total will be even more small, mainly because we know that he really likes to ad nauseum. And if his life goes down, which it will, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 next turn, 7, 8 damage coming out of next turn. That's a 2-turn clock.
He's just going to pass the turn back now. Now, don't forget, he does have Abrupt Decay in his hand. He just doesn't have that card to go off. He's looking for a card like Infernal Tutor. He's looking for a card, Ad nauseum, Infernal Tutor. I guess are the 2 big ones. Passing Flame's not going to do very much right now. It could, in a way, run him into something with those Ponders and Brainstorms. Going to Taxi Probe that's in the graveyard.
Right.
There's a sword. It's going to come into play.
And he's definitely going to Abrupt Decay the sword here.
Yeah.
You can hit the creatures on. I don't suggest that. They'll buy more time hitting the equipment itself.
Let's take a look at this. Make sure he knows what it does. Pro red, pro red, pro blue. Not pro black, pro green.
Yep.
It looks like, with taking a look at that, it looks like he might go after the creature here, Shaheen.
Yeah, I don't think I would, because it really doesn't help your clock at all. It just gets rid of 1 damage here and there instead of the equipment that's going to deal 4 by itself. I think he's going to hit the sword. I hope he does.
He'll start by sacrificing that there Delta. Get a land out of his deck. Probably going to be another Underground Sea. Could be a Tropical Island, too, to be fair. But he goes by his Tropical Island, he did sideboard in, so he's going to go get the sea. That's the black mana. Gemstone Mine will produce the green. And after he is done shuffling here vigorously, we'll probably see either Stoneforge Mystic, that's equipped with the sword, or the sword itself go down to decay. And I'm with you. I think he should take care of the sword altogether.
Yep.
That'll take care of 2 of the equipment in Thomason's deck. Don't forget that Batter Skull in the graveyard from a Cabal Therapy earlier in this game.
And two of the scariest ones too, because Jite is just not really scary,
Yeah.
especially in this matchup here.
Alright, so shuffle deck, mana tap, gemstone to the bin, abrupt decay takes care of the sword.
Alright, let's see what Ty can do here. He's going to just crash in for the 4 damage instead of the additional 4. And another Carpet of Flowers for Avery. Lots of mana. Can he string together enough spells, though, however, to get him with Tendrils? He's got Ritual, Carpet Flowers, Lion's Eye Diamond, Duress, and the Tendrils. So he's got a lot of stuff. And let's see what he does with it. He's going to say go. And again, why not, right?
Yeah.
You don't really have a way to kill him because it's not enough storm at all.
Yeah, but if he ever finds a way to kill him, he's got so much mana, it's basically going to be over.
Yeah, an Infernal Tutor would probably end this game.
Yeah, I think Infernal Tuner just does end the game. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You see Thomason's deciding what he wants to do with that Snapcaster Mage in his hand if he wants to deploy it. He's got 2, 3, 4 points of damage on the board. That would make it 6. I think we're still on a 2-turner here, so we're getting close.
Yeah. And that only shuts down the door for Ad Nauseam.
Yeah.
And again, a card like Pass in Flames is what he really wants to do here. And he will sneak in a Snapcaster Mage here.
Take a draw.
So this will drop him down to 3 life.
I think Force of Will was the card that was just drawn, which is a variant. I think that's a very good draw. I don't think there's a discard spell in Avery Williams' hand. Oh,
Yep.
there's a Duress. Never mind. Take it back. There's a Duress.
Yeah, the Duress will be able to
Yep.
dispatch, but Avery will have to, spend the mana to do it.
What do we find?
A Ritual. Alright, well,
There's a Duress. I mean, might as well Duress if you're dead to get info, which I like a lot.
yeah. He's not dead. He can gain a lot of life off the Tendrils, and then maybe draw Pass in Flames to win the game.
Are you sure there's a Tendrils in the grip?
I sure hope so. Did he have one from the opening hand?
No, I don't think so. I think that was an Abrupt Decay that you saw. I think his hand right now is multiple copies of Dark Ritual and a
Oh.
Lion's Eye Diamond.
I thought from the beginning of the game he had one. Apparently not. We'll find out real shortly
So that's going to
anyway.
resolve. Force, Jace, Snare.
Okay, so if he doesn't have that card, then he's going to obfuscate that. We'll see.
Yeah, 3 Dark Rituals and a Lion's Eye Diamond.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Attack for lethal.
Ritual.
Yeah, and that's going to do it. So, Avery Williams never able to find a business spell. You see Ty Thomason's face right now of like, wow, you did nothing. I got really lucky.
Yeah.
Which, that can happen.
And it comes to the sideboard. He drew 2 Carpet of Flowers.
Yeah.
Wonder what he boarded out for that.
Yeah.
Do you board out Ponders? Do you board out Probes, maybe? Do you board out some of your card draw that could have led you to victory? And it's just the way these decks are built, the way Prozac built them, the way even BBD and Van Meter, when they played this deck, you can't really cut a lot of your combo stuff at all. So that means you're down to cutting card draw. That's like the only thing you can cut. I mean, you can't cut Duress, you can't cut Therapy. So it's pretty much, well, let's cut some card draw and hopefully get there anyway.
Well, third and final between these two players. You see they're going to go back to the sideboard here. And again, if you guys are just joining us, we do appreciate you joining us right at the back end of our weekend. We've got Ty Thomason with Blue-White Stoneblade, Avery Williams, Ad Nauseam Tendrils. Williams will be on the play. The final tweets can go at SCG Live, hashtag SCGDAL for the weekend. Shaheen and I will be checking him for the rest of the night as we make our way towards crowning a champion here. It's been a long weekend. It's been fun here in Dallas-Fort Worth, though.
It has been.
Biggest open that we've had in Texas. 628 players are our standard open. A lot of fun watching Garuna Devotion take that down. We'll see if it's going to be Storm or Blue-White Stoneblade to get the job done here in Legacy. So, we see both players consulting their boards. Don't think they're going to change too much here, but for Avery Williams, that game, he didn't do anything wrong. He just didn't draw anything,
Yeah.
which can happen sometimes. As Thomason realizes, again, this is a pretty tough matchup for me. And, I can win. I can get a little bit lucky, but, that game, he didn't do anything really of consequence. He just played against an opponent who just didn't do anything, and then he won.
Yeah, Ty's playing a pretty bold version of Stoneblade because all the talk of the town for Legacy has been combo. And he's like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna play this Nemesis guy. He was unkillable, good against Creature X. I'm even going to cut black and play 4 Mistress Factories. So I'm just going to attack and be on the fairgrounds, you know? And so far, so good. I mean, he's in game 3 against a combo deck. Let's see if he can get a little bit lucky again and take down this tournament. But Avery on the play has other plans. So we'll see what happens. And we are making sure we're shuffled well. Always an interesting part of the game here. How much randomization is necessary in order to feel safe and sound? Cozy, you know? Alright, Avery. What kind of hand do we want here? We definitely want a duress or probe. And then, of course, an explosive hand would be the best. Because remember, Ty, barring a Flusterstorm that he boards into the sideboard, a Spell Pierce, he doesn't really have too much in the form of really cheap counter magic. Of course, he has Force of Will, but we know that that's a fragile answer.
I want to see a turn 1 kill. No offense, Ty, when you go back and watch this.
Yeah.
Or the fans of Ty Thomason. I want to see it.
Yeah, me too.
Make it happen.
I enjoy explosive wins like that. That's why we watch Legacy, right?
Absolutely.
To see Legacy things happen.
Kaboom.
Yeah. Ty and myself, we like to play decks that don't do that. But, you know, every once in a while we want to see it happen.
Boom.
Everybody likes fireworks,
I
right?
like to see a boom. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, me too. So we'll see right now if that's and his future here. And players decide whether or not to keep their 7. Alright.
What to do, what to do. Yes, yes. We're underway. Scalding Tarn. A lot of blue cards. Probe, Double Brainstorm. Got a Lion's Eye Diamond over there as well.
Yeah. Blue cards are good. Those are kind of the ones that are going to get him to the promised land here. And he does have a probe here, so we'll see if he probes before he does anything. But first comes the fetch.
Underground Sea going to come into play. We're going to see a good long shuffle here. The only person that shuffles more than Avery Williams is Joshua Layton.
Oh, man.
That's it.
God, I just mentioned that. Yeah, this is truth. I played against him at a Grand Prix, and definitely wants to make sure his deck is very randomized.
He wants it to be randomized.
Yeah.
Josh loves a good shuffle.
Yeah.
I think that's why Josh hates the fetch lands.
Yeah.
It's because he shuffles so much before he presents his deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, too, because with good results, you kind of give yourself a reason to do it, too. You continue to do it. And I mean, that's not weird. That's what a human nature, you know?
Hey, I'm here to shuffle, baby.
And there's, you know, that beer commercial, it's only weird if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
Talking about the football stuff, yeah.
All right, in comes a polluted Delta. I'm going to start up with the Brainstorm.
That's my favorite. Brainstorm,
I was actually going to say that's my least favorite Brainstorm art.
It's my
Dark Ritual,
I love it.
Volcanic Island, and Duress.
So like that it actually almost kind of, the newer art when you have those promo ones look very similar to it. I think I just like Ice Age cards. Because how often do you get to sleeve up a card from Ice Age anyway? Are you packing Icy Manipulator in your deck, or?
No.
No.
No, I'm not.
Okay. It's a good card. Limited.
Brainstorm going to resolve a couple cards put back here. You see a Duress, you see the Brainstorm, Dark Ritual, Lion's Eye, Diamond, Gataxian, Probe.
It's time to probe.
Yeah. Let's get a good look. It's in a book.
Alright, so let's see what he's working with.
We got an island.
Oh,
Meddling
man.
Mage.
This looks like a hand with nothing again. He's got Meddling Mage. So besides Meddling Mage, Avery has got to be feeling pretty good.
Got a Jace.
But Meddling Mage is good, though.
I mean, depending on what you name, that's always the big question: is what do you name this matchup?
I think you have to name Inferno Tutor, I'm pretty sure. That or Lion's Eye Diamond. Has to be one of those two cards. Because if you name ad nauseum, they can just go the Past in Flames route. If you name Past in Flames, they can go the ad nauseum route. But if you name Lines of Diamond and Infernal Tutor, it really puts a hamper on their plans here. But Avery...
What if you just name Tendrils?
But eventually he can ad nauseum and then draw 17 cards or whatever he wants to draw, and then eventually hit an Abrupt Decay and be able to kill it. I think Tendrils is the card you don't want to name. And actually, this is one of the few times I kind of wanted to delve into the matchup a little bit, and talking to BBD and others. That's the card. It's very dangerous to name it. It's kind of like a glass shield around you, because eventually they will draw a card to deal with it, and then they'll kill you. And being able to name even ad nauseum, you can stop them from at least drawing a ton of cards in that sense too.
Melee Mage is going to come down, so we're going to see what Thomason's going to name. If you guys notice, his draw step was a Force of Will, so that's a card that Williams did not see off that Cataxian Probe. He does have another Probe and a Duress in his hand, so now it's time to play the Meddling Mage game.
Very important name here. We'll find out as soon as our table judge does.
Yep. Pass the turn back. Confirmation coming in. See a sacrifice of the Polluted Delta here. Infernal Tutor's the name.
Okay. So yeah, it's either that or Lines of Diamond, and Ty definitely knows how this matchup goes, and he will name one of the threatening cards there. With Infernal Tutor named, it makes Lines of Diamond almost worthless as well, because that's the whole point of Infernal or Lines of Diamond, is to sack it, go Hellbent, get any card you want, add a bunch of mana of any color, and then finish your opponent off. Alright, and let's see, with that being said, let's see what Avery can do about it. He's going to need to either remove that Meddling Mage or try to win one of the harder ways. Because he is holding an Infernal Tutor.
Another Duress effect.
Or should be holding the Lines of Diamond. So that one was dead.
He doesn't need any more of those. He's got the hand on lockdown, and we know that Thomason, yeah, he does have that Force of Will, but Probe will reveal that, and here is Cataxian Probe now. So Williams going to go down to 15. Williams has to be a little careful with his life total because he gets around in between 11 and 9. Ad nauseam becomes shut down as a way to actually go about doing things. So, he's going to actually pay the mana for Cataxian Probe. He draws his card immediately, so we'll see the hand. And there's the Force of Will that we knew about.
He's like, ha! I'm glad I did that.
Yeah. I think he wanted to be sure of himself and exactly what he wanted to do, realizing that his life total is, while it is a resource, you have to be careful with it.
Yeah, definitely. And he draws a Polluted Delta here.
Put that into play. Now, I'm going to fire off Duress number 1. And this is a situation where you just want to take out that Force of Will that's in the hand, because you don't care about Jace. So there goes the Force, which Ty knew was going to happen. Duress going to go to the graveyard. We're about at Threshold here, too. There's 6 cards in the graveyard. There's Polluted Delta in place. So that'd be 7.
Yep.
So if Threshold's the concern for Cabal Ritual, that's not going to be an issue. You see Thomason's going to spread his lands apart. We're going to probably see Mirce's Factory join because that's going to provide a clock. Going to start by attacking with Meddling Mage. That is naming Infernal Tutor. Follow up with a Stoneforge Mystic. That can go get either a Batter Skull or a Sword of Fire and Ice.
I think his Sword of Fire and Ice here, just for the fact he'll be able to draw cards. But the problem is it really doesn't matter because Avery knows that the pressure is building, and he's going to have to try to go off pretty soon. So you might get one connect with the Sword of Fire and Ice at the most here.
So Batter Skull going to come on in to the grip. Ty passes the turn back with an island up, which can represent a couple different things, obviously. Flusterstorm, Spell Pierce, stuff of that nature. Cataxian Probe is going to blow that up, obviously, because now it's going to be a giveaway. Avery's life total is correct now, sitting at 14. 2 from a Probe, 2 fetches, Meddling Mage hit there. So our life totals are kosher, as he's going to tap a blue and start off with Brainstorm.
In last game, he did brick a lot, so he's trying to avoid that from happening again here.
Lion's Eye, Diamond, Scalding Tarn, and Underground Sea, so more bricks. And he does have Infernal Tutor in his hand, as you didn't mention, but he can't get his hand empty. 1. 2, he needs to find an answer to Meddling Mage to actually be able to cast that card.
Yeah, actually, if he was able to name, or he was able to cast Infernal Tutor, he could sack both Lines of Diamond and go off right now. But that Meddling Mage name is very accurate here. Definitely interfering in Avery's chances to win. It's not a card that's been played a lot in Legacy. I mean, it's obviously always around, but definitely in very short supply, short number. I actually picked up a couple just in case I wanted to play some of Stoneblade. It's definitely a good card. And I think it's much better in the blue-white version because you don't have access to the black disruption, so at least you got Meddling Mage.
Yeah.
Pretty good fellow there.
So a lot of cards here in Williams' hand, but you've seen the Brainstorms, you've seen the Ponders, you've seen the Probes. He hasn't found anything of consequence yet. Gotta be frustrating. Got a Duress in hand, got the Ritual, got 2 Lion's Eye Diamonds. Just need to be able to go off.
It's kind of like last game. He's pretty much in the same situation. And he's has, I think it's another probe, right?
Yeah, he's got a Probe in the front. He's
Nah,
gonna
you just
cast right
cast
now.
it, yeah. I think you pay the mana as well again. Because you're definitely not going off this turn. I guess he's thinking if I don't pay the mana, maybe I'll rip an Abrupt Decay, and then I can go off in a turn.
Yep.
And that's fine as well.
So he's gonna go down to 11. There's the hand, of course. Jace, True Name Nemesis, Batterskull, couple lands, 2 factories. 1 factory, 1 already in play too. So that's actually kind of relevant as far as the clock goes. Tendrils, I think the draw was.
That's something.
Yeah, not the best draw, but it will keep him alive. So he's got to get creative here on how he's going to go about playing this game. As Thomason's going to untap, take a draw step here. Draws a Brainstorm for the turn.
Yeah, I think it might come down to simply playing a bunch of Lines of Diamonds pretty soon, and then Tendrils to survive, and then hopefully drawing a Pass in Flames to be able to flash back that. But you don't really have a lot more to do than that.
Yeah, Factory's going to put him down to 7 along with Meddling Mage. And so now Thomason is threatening lethal next turn with Batterskull sliding in through the Stoneforge Mystic. And to confirm at William's hand over there, he does not have an Infernal Tutor. So he has Dark Ritual, he's got Cabal Ritual, he draws a card, it's a Duress. Then he's got double LED. Yeah, so he's got all these cards. No Infernal Tutor. Wouldn't be able to cast it anyway because of Meddling Mage. So this is going to be a turn where he just has to Tendrils for a non-zero amount.
And that's just kind of putting a Band-Aid on the wound here, on the gaping wound here. And this is kind of an odd series here where Avery, we see him kind of getting unlucky. The deck doesn't really draw this poorly usually. I mean, you have to really he's pretty much drawing the wrong section of his deck.
Yeah.
It seems like that.
Alright, so he's going to start off with a Duress.
So he's thinking about playing the Sword in response here. I don't think you do. I don't think it's a big deal. Actually, why not?
Yeah, I actually think that playing the
Yeah.
Battleship right now is actually really important. The main reason that's important is because of the lifelink that it provides. Because you're going to get well, obviously Thomason doesn't know this. He's going to get Tendrilled for a bunch, and there's the Battleship that's going to come into play. And he wants to be able to rework his life total back up.
Right. And I think another reason is why give Avery the option to pick. You
Yeah.
know? He's going to get this, probably take this Brainstorm here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And Avery is down now in between a rock and a hard place here. He's doesn't have anywhere near the resources to go off here. And, he doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of time either. He's got to gain some life right now or he's dead.
Yeah, I think this turn, because he has a Dark Ritual, he's got a Dark Ritual, so that's going to put him up to 3, -2, up to so +2. He'll put him up to 5. Play Lion's Eye Diamond, maybe cast a Duress. So you can I think he can cast all the spells in his hand, because he's got that Duress in his hand, so he can start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Storm would be for 7, so he can put him down to 6, and then if he actually peels off a Pass in Flames, I think he can kill him. So
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Yeah, I think the options have run dry here. And it's not like he needs to rip the Pass Flames. He can rip like a Brainstorm or a Ponder and search for it that way as well. So it's not like a one-outer yet.
Yeah. So let's see if he finds this line. And you see he's a little bit frustrated here, shaking his head, but it's not over yet. You can still work your way out of this, believe it or not. You do have to get a little bit lucky, but you can do it. So there's Darkrit.
And he will drain the hard way.
So Storm 2, 3 mana. There's a Cabal Ritual. Storm 3. Gonna go up in more mana. Up to 6. LEDs, Storm 4. LED, Storm 5.
right.
I would fire off that
Storm is
duress.
brewing.
I would fire off that duress here. It's actually pretty important for him to take this Jace so the Jace doesn't Fate Seal. That's actually super, super important.
Very important. Because, as we say, his outs are pretty limited here. We can't have that.
And I can see the reason to want to hold on to duress, because I can just cast duress and then maybe something happens and I can go off and not worry about a counter spell. But that Jace actually plays a big role in the Fate Sealing that takes place.
Mm-hmm. I like to see that duress right now here.
Yeah, I just want my tendrils to be for the full amount too. Especially because, what you're going to do is you're going to tendrils for... If you place duress and then cast tendrils, it's going to be for 7. It's going to be for 14. So that would knock Thomason down to 6, and then Batterskull will put him back up to 10.
Right.
And he's going to cast tendrils, and it's only going to be for 6, so he's going to hold on to duress.
Yeah, this could prove to be a small mistake, but a mistake nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm not saying casting duress is 100% correct. You see the spell count there. It's going to be for 6, so Williams is going to go up to... He's going to get 12, going to go up to 19. And then Thomason's going to go down to 8, and then on his turn he'll actually go back up to 12 from Batterskull. But yeah, I would prefer, because not like you're trying to get lucky and peel anyway, and Jace stops you from actually getting lucky.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep. And Ty's going to just slam Jace here.
So you attack for 4, 5, 6, 7. Needs to decide how much he wants to attack for here. That's actually pretty important.
Yeah, if he attacks for 7, it's the 3-turn clock.
Well, he attacks for 7 this turn, and he puts 19 minus 7 is 12, and then he attacks for 7, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so that would be a 3-turn clock. So I actually like activating the factory to make it a 2-turn clock. So in for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gonna knock Williams down to 10, which puts him on a 1-turn.
I think I prefer to play Jace here.
Yeah, I think I'm with you too.
That's just way too dangerous.
And Williams knows the cards in hand, so take a draw step. What is that card? Ooh, Vendilion Click.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
wow.
Yeah. All right, well, then I would probably tackle my Mistress Factory.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anyway.
Lotus Petal and Duress. He says you can keep them.
And that will be the ball game.
Yeah. And after he's going to shuffle and cut that deck, I think Avery's going to realize that in this second and third game, with how easy the first game was, he just got a little bit unlucky here. Brainstorming, pondering, doing all the things he was doing, was unable to actually find a way to go off. Not even meddling, mage hampering things because there was no Infernal Tutor, so he's just going to cast a Duress. Says, take your Jace. Pass the turn back, and he's going to take a big attack here from everything, activate the factories, send them on in, and Thomason has not lost a match, and this is the last one. So Thomason does win this match. 2 games won over Avery Williams. He is your Star City Games Dallas-Fort Worth Legacy Open champion.
The good guys win again.
Yeah.
The good guys win again. The Stoneblade miracle. Nice job, Ty. Way to go.
Undefeated on the weekend with his Stoneblade deck. And that's really impressive stuff because, again, his deck is a little bit different than what we've seen. Again, we have not seen Stoneblade, Esper Stoneblade, Deathblade. Any of those decks do well over the past couple of months. We've seen a lot of Sneak and Show, a lot of Rug Delver. You've seen Abrupt Decay decks like Charlotte's Bug and Jund do well. We've seen Ad Nauseam Tendrils have its run. But the Stoneforge Mystics, they were going in hiding. And I guess it's because you're here.
Yeah.